Yeah, I mean, of course we're looking at this guy because, you just take a look at his Twitter account and it's entertaining. It's entertaining for people. And, I think it's less about him being a villain and more about it's just a person who's lost touch with reality. I think the tremendous amount of success he's had and the power that he wields has created some kind of monster, really, because, everything he's said in terms of, COVID restriction stuff, that really terrible comment he made to Bernie Sanders a few weeks ago. This is someone who's just, who lives in his own bubble. And I don't know if he realizes that everything he says has such a big impact. So,
but it does,
yeah, I think,
Noor.
again, less about
Noor, it does have an
him.
impact. I mean, he's got legions of fans.
That's what I said.
He's a
that's
rock
what I said.
star.
Yeah, I said, exactly. That's what I'm saying is that I don't know if he realizes, if he thinks, for 5 minutes before tweeting or saying something like that, and he should because of the consequences that play out almost immediately after he drops a tweet.
Borzu Dargahi?
I think that Elon Musk is not just the person of the year, he's sort of the person of the era. And I mean it in the sense of this sort of dark post-liberal capitalism kind of almost neo-feudal world where billionaires are just these incredibly powerful figures that lord over our lives, and that they're able to get up on Twitter and comment about everything and talk about whatever they want, and they're listened to, like the way that people go to Bill Gates and just like, he's almost like a feudal overlord.
Is this Darth Vader, or is this like Tony Stark, of the Avengers movies?
I don't want to get into that judgment. I don't want to get into whether he's a good guy or a bad guy, but I will say that he's symptomatic, not necessarily emblematic, symptomatic of our era of polarization and inequality and the adoration and extremely unhealthy power of the super, 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 super rich.
Dave Keating?
I would agree with that, actually. I mean, I think, part of the goal of these designations of the year people is that they're supposed to be symbolic of an era, and I think that is a fairly convincing reason to make him person of the year in a very depressing, very negative way. But yeah, that's a convincing argument.
Catherine, a final word on this?
Listen, the guy leaves me cold. He doesn't pay enough taxes. He's got these cars. I mean, he's now going to Germany to try and teach the Germans how to build cars. Well, good luck with that.
He's chopping down a forest to do it.
He's chopping down a forest outside of...
Is that new green German foreign minister going to do something about that?
Well, as foreign minister, that's environment. And he's got this big factory in Berlin where he held this big rave. Other companies are making electric cars. The fact that we're talking about them shows that, maybe...
But I think it's important to note people like this, not necessarily lionize them, not necessarily demonize them, but sort of kind of ascribe to them what they signify. And it's the sort of the terribleness of where we live. And it's not necessarily his fault as a person and so on. You give someone all this money, all this power, no accountability, basically. And he's basically just above everything. And there's a few figures like that in the world right now. And he opines about everything. As Noor noted, he's sitting there, popping off about COVID restrictions and so on. What does he know about public health?
Yeah.